Hey everybody, it's your girl Riva. I'm back again with another video. If you're new here, my name is Riva and I'm here to give you my full unfiltered perspective on this entire conversation. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and press play. And then I'm going to give you guys my full feedback. So I'm going to press play. I want you guys to listen very keenly as this woman expresses how she feels about this conversation, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts after she's done. So let's not even waste any time. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content conversation, and also give this video a thumbs up. But I'm just going to go ahead and press play.
If my wife lets herself go after I have kids with her.
If you're a man that feels this way, I want to ask you a question. When's the last time you got up with your baby in the middle of the night? When's the last time you changed a diaper? Are your nipples chapped? Are you bleeding from your hoo-ha? And do you pee a little when you sneeze? No, I didn't think so. So who the hell are you to talk about letting yourself go after childbirth? Your wife just pushed a whole ass human out of a tiny hole and you want her to worry about impressing you? Let's not pretend to know what she's up against, okay? You had an orgasm and she made a human brain. You are not the same. Maybe if you got up in the middle of the night, she wouldn't have those bags under her eyes. Maybe if you'd sit with your own kid for an hour, she would actually be able to take a shower. Don't pretend to know what goes into feminine upkeep. We have to shave areas you can't even see, shampoo, condition, exfoliate, lift, tighten, and fill. Meanwhile, you wash your ass with 3-in-1 body wash, wet your hair, and walk out the door. You know what that means? That means you hold your wife to a standard that you can't maintain. And if you can't see the inherent beauty in the woman that created your child, then you have no business being a husband or a father.
If my
Did you guys hear that? I just want to make sure you guys heard that. Okay. Being that she talks a little fast, and also the context of the conversation, how many different things that she said, I'm going to play the video back and pause it while I break it down so that we don't miss anything. But first things first, let's listen again to what this gentleman had to say. Let's listen first to what he said.
Lets herself go after I have kids with her.
If you're a man.
So he said, okay, first thing he said was if, right? The first thing that he said is, if my wife lets herself go after I have kids with her, right? And he's obviously going to express that would be a problem, right? She immediately started to go into her own life. Okay, whatever lifestyle that she experienced, whatever problems, issues, drama that she experienced in her own personal relationship, she immediately started to put that off in her response to this man as she's talking to her ex-husband or baby's father or children's father, whoever this information that she is rebuttaling is directed to. Okay, because he literally clearly said, if I have a child with a woman and she lets herself go, it's going to be a problem, right? He didn't say he was already a father. He didn't say that he's already experiencing these things. He's just expressing his feelings, his thoughts, based off of the fact that he has obviously seen men who have been in relationships with with women who have been, hot, beautiful, got it all together, and then they have a kid or 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden this man who had like this banging hot wife is a completely different person. And you see this man who is indebted to this woman, right, and stuck with this woman, even though he's no longer fulfilled, or even though he is no longer seeing the person that he fell in love with, because he's going to look like the bad guy if he's voicing the fact that he's no longer attracted to this woman anymore. Okay, which is a real thing. Let's just be real. Let's not be textbook. Okay, let's just be honest. We see situations where there are many women. Okay, and I'm not talking about health issues. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about, complications. I'm not even talking about if you have like twins, quadruplets, and stuff like that. I'm talking about situations where we know that a woman can, have a baby, have a child or whatever, and blame everything on the child. The child is 10 years old and she's still talking about, oh, I used to look like this until I had my kid. And I want to start off this conversation by saying, I believe this woman is a mother. I find this very contradictory that she is giving this piece of advice of saying like, oh, you're so horrible to think that way and blah, 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 blah. A woman has the right. Ma'am, why are you so slim if that's the case? Why are you so slim? if that's true? Why do you have lip filler if that's true? Why do you have eyelashes if that's true? If this is all true, why did you bounce back when you had your own children? That's my biggest question. If none of that matters, right? If people are supposed to just accept you as you are. That's first of all.
Feels this way, I want to ask you a question. When's the last time you got up with your baby in the middle of the night? When's the last time you changed a diaper? Are your nipples chapped? Are you bleeding from your hoo-ha? And do you pee a little when you sneeze?
Men cannot procreate. Okay? So asking these questions about the things that you experience as a woman who is the one who is giving birth to a child, who's having a pregnancy, asking this man to relate to you is nonsensical, because men cannot carry children. So does he have this exact experience that you're having? No, he does not. But you know what he does have to deal with the experience that you're dealing with while you're dealing with it. Okay? And I want to make this very clear. This is not, I think that it is the most selfless, and it takes so much strength, courage, power to be able to go through a pregnancy. And it takes so much hard work, mental capacity, like so much to turn around and then be the person that you are, right? Like there's a lot of hormone changes, your body changes, like there's a lot that goes into having a child, right? So I don't want to discredit anything about having a child. It's a big job, okay? And a lot of people they think that they want to have a child, and then when they actually get pregnant and are like going through the motions, the hormone changes, the this and that, it's so much easier to point a finger at somebody. But when you experience it, it's like, damn, this is rough. This is so many changes that you have to go through mentally, physically, emotionally, like your whole hormones are all off balance. Like there's a lot that goes into it, right? And I really think that's like one of the most amazing things that a woman's body is able to do, is to literally birth and create another human being. So I don't want to get that twisted. But I think that there's a lot of women who envy men. And when I say envy, it's not because of the fact that like a man is, this, misogyny, patriarchy. No, it's the fact that a man is able to, while you're creating that child, he's the one who planted the seed, okay? You wouldn't have the seed if it wasn't for this man planting it. But while you're going through all these changes, you're seeing your husband be able to live his regular everyday life. You're not seeing him physically change, although every time you look in the mirror, you're different. You're not seeing him go through the physical pain that you're dealing with. And you start to kind of be upset that you don't have that kind of opportunity to be on that end of the parenting roster. Right? But forgetting that as you're in a relationship, this man who is your protector, provider, your other side, whatever, this beautiful woman who is sweet, nice, and kind becomes a completely different person. Not all the time, but sometimes. This woman becomes a completely different person when she's pregnant, right? Some people don't even eat the same things. They eat different. They just mean because of their hormones, right? There's so many changes. So he's dealing with you being a different person and still trying to, make you happy and find out new ways to be there for you. As you're experiencing all of these things, as you're experiencing all of that, he's still trying to create that balance for you. And he's on the receiving end of all these changes. So though he's not physically going through the changes with you, he is still emotionally going through all these changes with you. So it's not a competition of who's doing what, who's doing this. No, men are very well aware of the fact that they cannot have children, right? They're very aware that they cannot give birth. But one thing that a lot of men stand on, and this is not even every man. I'm going to be honest. This is not even every man. There's a lot of men that are like, oh, who cares? If I don't care if she gains whatever. She gave birth to my kids. Like, I'm down for it. But for men who feel otherwise and who are, they need that attraction, as do women, And they state their claim like, oh, I need this, I need that, like I want my girl to still look the same way, like, you know, the whole reason why I initiated contact, the whole reason why I was attracted to her in the beginning, in the first place, was based off of us having like a similar healthy lifestyle, you know, all of these things. And when you do change, let yourself go or become, you know, bound by all the extra stuff, and you don't have somebody who's pushing you and assisting you to be the person that you are, there's a lot of other issues that come along with that. You know, the woman becomes insecure because she doesn't look the same, depressed, okay, like because her body went through all these changes and now she can't fit her old clothes. She doesn't know like a loss of identity. A lot of these women that you see jump back in the gym, it's not just because of their physical attraction that they want to satisfy their man's needs. A lot of it is because they want to satisfy themselves in being the person who they were before as well. They went through so many changes, they want to get back to normal. And they know that for their mind health, for their mental health, for their emotional well-being, they have to get active. And we can't be mad at that. We can't be mad at that.
No, I didn't think so. So who the hell are you to talk about letting yourself go after childbirth? Your wife just pushed a whole ass human out of a tiny hole and you want her to worry about impressing you? Let's not pretend to know what she's up against, okay?
How would you have that child to push out if this man did not impregnate you? This completely goes against, like, you know, it's my husband and the needs of my children, right? Like, you want your wife to be able to, a man wants his wife to be able to, you know, tend to the kids and stuff like that, but obviously still tend to him as well. Still care about him as well. Still be his friend, still be his confidant, still be his girl.
You had an orgasm and she made a human brain. You are not the same. Maybe if you got up in the middle of the night, she wouldn't have those bags under her eyes. Maybe if you'd sit with your own kid for an hour, she would actually be able to take a shower. Don't pretend to know what goes into feminine upkeep. We have to shave areas you can't even see, shampoo, condition, exfoliate, lift, tighten, and fill. Meanwhile, you wash your ass with 3-in-1 body wash, wet your hair, and walk out the door. You know what that means? That means you hold your wife to a standard that you can't maintain. And if you can't see the inherent beauty in the woman that created your child, then you have no business being a husband or a father.
Sometimes that inherent beauty goes away, okay, and becomes a completely different person. And I'm not saying that this is right, wrong, or indifferent, okay? We talking about married before you carry, so we're going to say in sickness and in health and in all of these things. But how many times have we seen women leave men for situations that are not based on her attraction to him? We've seen a man lose his job, go into a depression, become a completely different person than when he was on top and when he was able to take care of everything and, you know, pay all the bills in the house and stuff like that. And a woman leave him because she can't go through that situation with him, right? Not based off her attraction. She's still attracted to him, but his ability to provide has changed. So now her feelings towards him has changed. Okay. Or men that have gone through things, maybe go to war, come back with, you know, PTSD, whatever it is. And again, go through so many different trials and become a different person. And when the woman decides that it's okay for her to step away because this person is no longer the person that they were before or in the beginning, we all sit down and say, yeah, girl, choose you. But when a man does it, we villainize him. We get angry. We get upset. How could you? How could you do this? It's your job. You know, you're the stable one. You're the one that's supposed to stay. You're the one that's supposed to make all these decisions. How could you do this? There's women who say this to men. There's women who say, no, man, if you know, get out of shape, I'm going to make sure I let you know because I want to be attracted to you. And you know what men do? Stay in shape. Right? They're like, you know what? You're right. Yeah. Or, babe, you put on a couple pounds. Yeah, you're right. I need to go to the gym. I need to get these pounds off. They're so easily to make it work, right? Not get so emotional, but you're already in an emotional state. This is a big thing that's happening, a big change occurring for everyone involved. And again, I cannot go around the topic. And, you know, for men to say this is like, oh my God, he's the bad guy. Why would you say that? There's a lot of men who experience these things that aren't going to talk about it. Let's just be real. Okay, there's a lot of men who say, damn, my wife is not the same. She don't put on weight. But if I say anything about her putting on too much weight, I'm going to look like the bad guy. I'm going to look like, I don't love her. And I do love her. But at the same time, she's just not the same now that she's put the weight on. She's also changed because she's not as confident. She has a harder time shopping for clothes. Like, there's so many different aspects of it. It's not like she's 100% happy with herself. She's not. And it shows in other aspects of our relationship. But if I say anything about this, I'm the bad guy. I'm the jerk. I'm the this. I'm the that. There's a lot of guys that are just around and they pretend like they're happy and then they're mentally somewhere else. Okay? Mentally engaging in other things. When they're on their lunch break, when they're at work, they looking on the phone at somebody who don't look like you. And again, I'm not talking about things outside of your control. Sometimes it's just a lack of discipline. And sometimes you need somebody to keep you in check and keep you accountable of yourself because it's best for you. Again, for your mental health, for your emotional well-being. Regardless of anything, we all know, if nothing else, if you want to maintain a healthy lifestyle, a healthy mindset, if you drink some water and you stay active, that you're going to be pretty close to being the best version of you. You're on the right track. Let me know. Okay. I already know how some of y'all like to tussle. Okay. In the comment section based off of this kind of content. But I think it's something that's necessary, It's not just about the woman being happy. It's not just a one-sided thing. It's about both parties being happy and comfortable and keeping that longevity going. This is the person that is supposed to be with you for the rest of their life. Shouldn't they be getting the best version of you at all times? Regardless of course, we don't want somebody who's crazy and like doesn't understand anything. And like, you have to wait out for 6 weeks and he's, telling you that that's crazy and you better, deal with him in a different way. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But for things that you are able to change and maintain, if your husband, right, the person that you're trusting to lead you and guide you is expressing his, the fact that he's displeased in a certain area, you should definitely be able to compromise and be attempting to fix it and to adapt to the situation. I think it's definitely necessary. You say, oh, I want you, my husband. You can't go nowhere. You can't, be with nobody else. You can't go on no other dates. But at the same time, you're also saying, but you're going to take whatever version of myself that I give you. Even though you're attracted to, a woman that's slim and has a certain physique, I'm just going to give you whatever. And you're bound to me because of the fact that we signed this contract and you don't have a choice and you can't walk away. Seems a little selfish. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. You see me scratching my head is because I already know the backlash that's going to come along with this conversation, but it's necessary. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. You guys can tell me if I'm tripping in the comment section. I'm down to hear it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.